Okay. Yeah, we're back. We're back. Oh, that one was running way too long. But anyway, because I really don't like my videos like being like 30 minutes, 35 minutes like that, because people get bored with them. Right? I would assume. I know, unless it's something that really interested me, then I got no problem watching a long video, right? But anyway, that being said, I got to get back to this. And while I was talking to two of these guys this night, of course, when I was talking to them, they weren't possessed, okay, by great Lord Belial, great King Asmodeus, and great King Pazuzu, okay. Now the three of them, no, it wasn't the three. There was another guy there, but he wasn't part of the possessed crowd. Only because the boys wouldn't let him. That's all it is. Otherwise, he would have tried to play the part and mocked whichever demonic entity they threw at him, right? And with that being said, when I was talking to the three of them, because the other guy was there, but I was really talking to two of them, right? They told me, because the girl was there too. The girl was still there then. They told me they were going to try to pimp this girl out. It's the best way to put it. It's the truth. That's the best way to put it. That's what they told me. And I said to him, and I had this girl I was talking to this girl, well, I wasn't really talking to her, but she was on my friends list at the time, right? And they were laughing and joking and carrying on about it, but they were serious. They said, if she don't start putting in money, she said, she's going out on the street, we're putting her out there. And I messaged her. She messaged me back. And I told her, I said, you know what? Pack your bags, get to a bus station or get to somewhere that you can get the frig out of there, and leave. It's because they got plans on trying to pimp you out. Now, I wasn't ratting anybody out or anything like that. I really wasn't. I was just telling it like it was, right? And I was just basically helping the girl, being a nice guy, right? And telling her to get out of there before something bad happened to her, right? Or whatever. And I said to her, I said, no. I said, go back home. She went back to the Chicago area after I talked her into it. Because she didn't believe me first, but then I guess she overheard them or something like that, right? She goes back. Oh, just give me a sec, guys. I'll get back to the boys. I don't want to talk about that lady. That one. I just got her in the situation. What it is I just got her out of a situation that she got herself, well, they got her into, but she played along with it and went to where they live. I don't know why the hell she even done that, because it doesn't make no sense to me at all, because she had obligations, man. Like, she had serious obligations, and she still does, by rights, in my opinion. But I haven't spoken to this girl in, like, a long time. And I'm not joking. I mean, like, this past spring, maybe? No, but longer than that. Last winter. And I said, when I got down, and the boys kept at their stuff, right? And they were talking about how glad they were that she left. Right? And then, of course, they start telling me about how their plans, or what they had planned. And I knew I was leaving the group then, right? I just knew it. I didn't need, no one tell me. I just knew it myself. I said, no. This got nothing to do with Satanism. I said, they're just being idiots. And I'd tell them to their face, and I don't care how big and bad they think they are. Because the two of them think they're big and bad, right? Two of the guys think they're... The third guy, he probably thinks the same thing. I don't even know if the third guy is there anymore. I haven't been near that group since I left it, basically. Not at all. And I haven't been friends with either one of the guys, and I'm not going to be. I got rid of them, and that was it. And I wouldn't even want to be in the same zip code, or area code, or postal code, or whatever you want to call it, as them two morons. Because what they're doing, I assume, I don't know if they stopped, but I doubt it, because they had because they had over 1,000 members in their group, and of course I will say that 99.9% of the members in that group are just there because they like watching their videos. They like watching these two guys act like, you know, poke fun, mock Father Satan and the demonic. Basically, they're I guess they're just entertainment for people to have a laugh at while they're watching the videos, right? You know, if anybody does. I don't know. I have no information on that group whatsoever, because when I left it for good. And the thing that gets me, and the thing that really bothers me a lot, it really does, I'd be lying if I said any different. The thing that really, really pisses me off a lot when I think about that group, and when I think about them three guys, because they lured a third one in, so Buddy must have something wrong with them too, in order to even get lured into that, considering Buddy was supposed to be a Satanist. Now don't tell him, I had no idea what kind, but the boys were supposed to be Satanists too, right? But that being said, they're mocking King Belial, or Lord Belial, whichever you prefer to call him, or Prince. He is one of the 4 crown princes of hell. They're mocking Great Lord Belial, he who walks between the worlds, Great King Pazuzu, he who is, he who is from the southwest quadrant, or quarter, okay? They are mocking Great King Asmodeus. And now you've got to remember something. These 3 demonic entities, ancient gods, have been around for billions of years. I'll put it that way. They've been around forever. Okay? And the knowledge that these 3 beings themselves have, I'm just speaking on the 3 of them, right? The knowledge these 3 beings have, I'm willing to bet, actually I'm not willing to bet, I know for a fact, our brains, we're supposed to be using just like only 10% of our brain. Now, the other 90%, they don't know what it does. You know, they know we don't use it. Unless they found out something different from the last time I heard, it's 10%. Now, that being said, these ancient gods, because that's exactly what they are, the 3 of them, Great Lord Belial, Great King Pazuzu, and Great King Asmodeus. Now, in saying that, King Asmodeus is my patron demon, right? So when I watched and seen the bull crap that they were doing, because that's exactly what it was. Bull, B-S-H-I-S. I'm trying not to swear in my videos no more. It pissed me off. Like, it really fucking pissed me off a lot. It annoyed me a lot. Even though it had no effect on me, direct effect, yeah, actually it did. It really did. It really did. Because, and the reason why it did is because King Pazuzu, Lord Belial, and King Asmodeus. Number 1, King Asmodeus is my patron demon. So that pissed me off even more. Okay? Number 2, hail King Lucifer. Hail Great Father Satan. Number 2, it pissed me off more because they were mocking the demonic. They were mocking the demonic. So that pissed me off even more. And in saying that pissed me off a lot more. And in saying that, just a sec. And in saying that, the 3 of them, because the other guy's just as bad as they are, because he's mocking Great Lord Belial, He who walks between the worlds. Now, like I just said, and in saying that, you do not. Time's it almost 11, yeah. I didn't read. It's almost 11. I didn't think it was 11 here anyway. And in saying that, yeah, you do not mock the demonic. You don't. You really don't. I don't care who the person is. I really don't. You do not mock any demonic entity. Any ancient god. Which means any of them. That means zero. None. Without, you are going to have to pay. The boys, the three of them, and they should have had intelligence enough to know. They shouldn't be that green. They should have intelligence enough to know that they can't do that. You can't do that without having a very high price to pay at the tail end of it. Like, you might think it's all fun and games while you're doing it, but I can promise you right now, and I know what I'm talking about. I'm not just blowing smoke out of my ears. I know what I'm talking about because I've seen it in the past. I really have. They're mocking three ancient gods, okay? Who belong, and I can guarantee you they are going to pay so severely it's unbelievable. Number one, okay? They're already drug addicts, okay? And alcoholics. So they're going to end up getting a lot worse in their habits. Okay? They're going to get a lot worse in their habits. Number one. Number two, they're going to end up, both of them, three of them, are going to end up having a complete nervous breakdown, because what's going to happen is the one with Lord King Pazuzu is going to actually end up seeing maybe, possibly, a true demonic form of King Pazuzu, the scary form, and the other guy is going to see the scary form of King Asmodeus, and the other guy is going to see the scary form of Great Lord Belial. And on top of that, they're gonna have a complete nervous breakdown over that. Okay, they'll go to an ER department somewhere. The ER doctor will check them out. The nurse will listen to what they got to say first. Then the ER doctor will check them out. Then they'll say, okay, we'll get you to talk to a crisis counselor. We'll send out a crisis counselor. Or maybe a nurse, psychiatric nurse, with the crisis counselor, or even a psychiatrist, maybe, right? Or a psychologist, depending on which hospital, and everything else, right? But a psychiatrist, I will say. And they will tell them that they will, because they'll be scared to death. And I mean scared to death, not like when you, get a toothache, or not like when you, something small. I mean, they will be literally terrified. And they will, I can promise you right now, tell the doctor that each one of them individually in different hospitals, 9 chances out of 10, tell the doctor that they seen a demon, or they won't say ancient god. They'd be too scared to death, and their words would be all mixed up. They'll say they seen a demon. Doctor will ask them, has it happened before? And they'll say, yeah, whatever, yeah, or yes, or no, or whatever, right? Which I can guarantee, And then the doctor will look at them, admit them, okay, for an evaluation. Then they will end up, the doctor will tell them you got schizophrenia. The doctor will tell them you got bipolar, because usually they, in a lot of cases, a lot of people with schizophrenia have bipolar as well. Now, don't get me wrong. Mental illness is awful. Okay? It really is. And I'll be the first one to say it. It is the worst thing that any person could go through. And I don't care who the person is. But these three guys deserve it for mocking the demonic. Okay? And I don't say that very lightly about mental illness. They'll say that the doctors will tell them, even if the doctors will tell them that, they have schizophrenia and bipolar, when it's combined, it's called schizoaffective disorder. Okay? That's the name on both of it together. It's schizoaffective disorder. And then the doctors will say to him, the doctor will say to him that, we're going to keep you in for a while. And then the doctors will either start giving them fluorescein shots, needles, fluorescein shots, or Seroquel. Some antipsychotic, some very strong antipsychotic. And Seroquel is a very strong antipsychotic. It's not they don't give it to you in shots. Not Seroquel. They give it to you. You take the pill, right? Or the pills of it. The Seroquel, that is. Fluorescein, they give you a shot for it. They give you a needle for it. And the boys will end up, they'll end up spending the rest of their life running away, because everywhere they look, they will see a demon. And you know what? They deserve it. They honestly, truly deserve it. Whatever, and I can guarantee you that is coming. Or they'll get that, and while they're all mixed up and all psychologically totally ruined, like, and I mean totally psychologically ruined, okay, they'll either commit suicide, and I'm talking about 3 of them. They'll either commit suicide. This is the 3 things that I know exactly what's going to happen to them eventually. Okay? And I'm not just saying it. I really honestly believe it. I really do. Now, I could be 100% wrong, but I doubt it very much, because you don't mock Father Satan and any of his great ancient gods, any of the demonic, and get away with it. And I don't care who the hell you are. I really don't. I don't care if you're a billionaire or if you're flat broke on the side of the road. Okay? Now, that being said, they are either going to, I can guarantee you this is what's going to happen. They're going to end up in a psych ward somewhere. Okay? Probably for the rest of their life. They'll definitely be on medication the rest of their life if they stay alive. Okay? Psych ward number 1. Number 2, they'll do something stupid. They'll do something stupid and wind up in prison for the rest of their life. They'll be inside for the rest of their life, looking out. And while they're in prison, they're definitely going to see a lot of demons. I can guarantee you that. I can promise you that right now. As true as I'm talking to you. And on top of that, they'll end up probably offing themselves. Okay? Now, that being said, I'll get back to them supposedly being possessed, okay? Now, one of them, the one that is supposedly possessed by King Asmodeus, okay, that moron says that he was in his room he says that he was in his room one night. He wasn't doing no rituals or anything like that. He just said he was laid in bed asleep, and King Asmodeus attacked him. Now, this was like years ago, apparently. Obviously, it's a lie, but, you know, he told a lie, because he had to make the story sound better, right? So he lied, which is nothing new. And he lied about that. He said that King Asmodeus left 3 scratch marks down his back. Now, that can happen. Yes, it can. It can happen to people. But I can guarantee it didn't happen to him. Because if it did, first thing he would have done was run church. Or they'll all go running, howling. They'll either end up they might all run to church once they start seeing the demonic around all the time, right? But that ain't going to help them. They can go to whatever church they want, man. They can go to Mormon church. They can go to Church of God. They can go to Presbyterian. They can go to Southern Baptist. They can go to regular Baptist. They can go to Pentecostal. They can go to Salvation Army Church. They can turn into a Jew. They can be Jewish. They can turn into Muslims. They can go turn Islam. They can go Jesus only church. Anything. Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah Witness. It does not make no matter what you do, guys. You got your lives ruined by mocking the demonic. And you are too stupid to see it. And I really don't, and in all honesty, you totally deserve it. if somebody told me tomorrow that these 3 guys were either in the hospital in the psychiatric ward, off their self, or were in prison, or decided to run to religion, back to the Zion belief system, any Zion belief system, doesn't matter what it is, any religion whatsoever, I would not disbelieve it. But I can guarantee you, by them running to a Zion religion, ain't going to help them. It'll only make it worse, because it'll aggravate the demonic more. So, either way, look at it. I would not want to be their girlfriend if I was a female. I honestly, and I'm not joking, I mean this honestly, any female that has anything to do with them is going to end up in a bad way. And I don't care which female it is, and I'm being honest. And I'm just like, if any females watch my videos, and is thinking about having something to do with one of them 3 guys, I'm telling you right now, don't do it. Because it is going to end up very bad for you. Like, it really is. And I'm not just saying it. I'm not saying this stuff because I'm jealous of the guys. Because what am I jealous over? 3 morons that are alcoholics and drug addicts. What am I jealous of? 3 people that are drug addicts and alcoholics. And 3 people that pretend that they're possessed by Great Lord Belial, Great King Asmodeus, Great King Pazuzu. And if you asked the one that is supposedly possessed by King Pazuzu, does he know anything about King Pazuzu? And he will, his words will be, yeah, I know a lot about him. Okay, tell me what you know about him. Well, he covers a quadrant of the Southwest. Okay, anybody knows that anybody knows anything about demonolatry or Satanism, or true Satanism, sadistic Satanism. Because a friend of mine, I gotta bring this up, a friend of mine online asked him. He went to the group just to see, him and his girlfriend, just to see how idiotic they are, okay? And my friend's an anti-cosmic Satanist, okay? So he just went to the group just to see, him and his girlfriend, or him and his wife, sorry. And he asked the boys if they ever spoke in a demonic tongue, a demonic language, right? And the boys told him yes. And he asked if he ever wrote any of it down, or like while he was doing it, if he ever wrote any of it down anywhere, or if he can remember some words being said. And he said no, he couldn't. But yet he still said he and the boys, and